Hey guys, welcome back. It's favorite Gimp with a Limp, and I am back with some more Fallout Wasteland Warfare for you guys. Make sure you check out my first video if you guys haven't already. We're going to pick right back up where we left off. I've got a few minutes where the kids are not bugging me and all over me and they're being quiet, so I'm going to try to finish out the rest of this first turn that we started on the previous video. Now, in the first video, we went over the fact that we are trying to free Dogmeat, who's down in here in this little super mutant encampment right outside of the Red Rocket gas station. So we're trying to get in there. Unfortunately, the super mutant that's up here on this little ramp came and shot one of my guys, and he just got some lucky ass rolls. I gotta say, he got way too lucky on that one and ended up getting 2 critical hits back to back and bad armor rolls for my little wanderer here, and I already lost a guy in the first turn for the first 2 shots. So it is to my turn now. They went with their first because they do start with the initiative here. Activated number 3. He's already readied up and done. That's why we had the little gray token right back there on his base, signifying the fact that he has been readied and used. So now it goes to my turn, and I have the ability to use one of these little ready tokens. See if I can get it focused. So you guys can see I can use that, and the way it works is I can say place it with her, and now she's readied up, and I can activate all of my ready models, or I can, pass it back to the AI, but she'll stay ready, and then on my following turn, I could ready up my other guy who's way over here and have both of them conduct their actions at the same time. So it gives you a little bit of leeway there. You don't necessarily have to activate the first person. You can make your opponent think twice, but it is letting them getting more actions before you're actually doing anything, which could end up hurting you. So it's a risk-reward system. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do here. I don't think I'm going to ready and then not activate. I've definitely got to activate. And I'm almost thinking I'm going to have her run up, because I think this guy might still have like a chance of cover, because they're both kind of out of cover. I just kind of threw the cover down randomly. This guy was lucky enough to have some. But all the mutants just start in cover. This guy's cover didn't do shit for him, and he got blown away. But she's like my best chance. She's got the best armor of anyone on the field, and I don't want her to get killed. Oh, speaking of which, I mentioned it in the previous video that these models did not paint very well, and it was according to the type of plastic. Some people commented on that, saying that they had some good luck by washing the models with soap and water before they did their painting, and I guess that maybe removed some residue that was on these models. Now, like I said, that's different than the ones that come in the bonus packs. Let me show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. I've got another pack here. These are what are these? The Brotherhood of Steel box. And sorry, I've been kind of, past couple of videos, I've been a little, not even under the weather. My throat's just been bothering me, but it's been choking me up a little bit. Anyway, you can get these, and these models were a lot nicer than the ones that came with this. These are like resin models. Okay, so I pulled out one that was in the box to show you guys, and you can tell it's got good detail and all that, and I'm assuming this is going to prime well. The models that came in the core box were not like this. Hold on, let me grab one. Okay, so here's one that came in the core box, and they were all this bright neon green, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think they were all green. I could be wrong on that. They might have been different colors. But I'm trying to zoom in enough to see if you guys can see the difference there. Sorry, I'm a little distracted, but I wanted to show you guys. But there is a difference in material between these two. So you got core box, and then you've got, the extra expansion packs you can get. And the extra expansion packs definitely have a lot better material than the ones here. Wash these, soap and water, see if that helps, but they just had a hard time accepting paint, hard time getting anything. Even with the priming, it just did not seem to help these guys too much. I don't know. I would have really liked to have seen them had better material, especially for as much as you're spending on it. And the core box isn't all that expensive, all things considered. But I would have rather spent 10 more bucks and got these versus cheaper and getting this. And by the way, while we're at it, Brotherhood of Steel, best faction, awesome faction. Gotta love the Brotherhood of Steel. They've got the power armor. In every game, I've always joined the Brotherhood or helped them out. Whatever I could do, always got to support the Brotherhood. So anyway, I think I'm going to actually... Oh, I grabbed the wrong token and I flipped that over and grabbed this one. I think I'm going to ready up and activate this guy instead of my lady. I'm going to hope for the best that she comes out okay. And what I'm going to do for him is I'm going to move him up to the car here, just around to the corner, to give it to where he's still got a line of sight, but not too much terrain. And if he's touching it, he'll be able to get the cover from the car without the car blocking his line of sight over here to the mutants, and he can try to shoot them with his hunting rifle. So let me show you the Settler. You can see top left there, it has the yellow with the triangle in it. That means his movement is yellow, his charge is red. So, and to do a charge, you have to be able to get into base-to-base contact. So all you have to do a movement is you just slide it up to the guy, and you can move it around, wherever you like. But if you're crossing difficult terrain, if it's like, easy terrain, it's not a big deal. You don't have to worry about it. But say this, you can try to cross this. But if you do cross like a difficult terrain like this, you'll reduce the movement template by one color. So whatever the next size down, which I believe, unfortunately for this, is actually the orange. So you would drop that down to that if you were moving like that. So if your charge was red and you were trying to charge across, you would drop it down to yellow, trying to cross the terrain. So neat little system. Like I said, I really like their little color coding. It makes it easy to see the ranges and everything, and you kind of get to where you can feel it in your head. You can get the acrylic versions of these too. I found some on Amazon, and I think there are some on Etsy as well, just like you can get for X-Wing. So let's move him up. You just move him up from that and touch it to the back. So yeah, I think that will be a good spot to put him in. Take his little token. That will be one of his actions, and I think we're going to use his next action to, let me grab his hunting rifle here. To do his hunting rifle, you can see he's got blue range and then, blue-black range to do his fire. So let's grab blue. Obviously, we are not going to be in blue range. It is just too far, but where's my black ruler? I'm missing one. Oh, it's blending in with the table over here. 2 sets of the cardboard ones do come with the base game, but it's cardboard. I'm definitely wanting to replace this. Remember what I said with the range, the long range starts at the end of the short range. So you can see the hunting rifle can actually shoot really far across this map, but you are losing some of your potency by firing at that long range. So we do have him in long range. We're going to fire at this guy that plinked off one of my guys right off the bat, try to get this sharpshooter taken down. But he's going to have one bit of cover helping him. So that's going to be a -2 to his skill check roll when it comes to making the success. And he gets a +1 to his armor check. Okay, remember, if you haven't watched my previous video, like I said, I'm counting this railing here, the platforms and everything, as difficult type terrain, but able to be seen across. So you can draw a line of sight across it. It's not blocking line of sight for my gameplay purposes. It's just not tall enough according to their little templates. But like I said, it's going to give him extra armor and it's going to reduce his skill. We can see by looking at his card that his perception is a 6, and that's the one that has the rifle symbol for him. So that's what he's going to use. And he's going to have a -2 applied to that, unfortunately. It's not the end of the world. It's a little better than the Super Mutants, although I doubt I am going to be anywhere near as good as the Super Mutants. Now, he does get 2 green dice since he's firing at the long range. You can see the yellow and the green dice do things like add damage, reduce armor, give you symbols, And the green dice do as well, but they have a different set of numbers on there. They'll reduce some of the things that you roll. So like your skill die, you can actually get a reduction on this to make it more likely to hit. So that's actually a good thing on there. I don't think I see as much armor on here. It looks like it's a couple. Maybe the yellow has the Coke bottle. What is the difference? It looks, actually, when I'm looking at it, it looks very similar. It looks like the yellow does more armor damage, more reduction of armor, and the green does more skill reduction or skill roll reduction. So interesting. It's actually better because you're losing depending on if you're firing across cover or not. All right, so we get to roll 2. Sorry, I'm rambling over here, but it's what I do. It's kind of late for me right now. All right, rolling our skill die. Remember, we need a 4 or under for his perception, and then whatever we get on these green dice. Let's see what we get. Okay, no. Of course, the dice gods have decided that they hate me with a passion. Would have got a -2 in a Coke bottle, which Coke bottle doesn't do anything for a hunting rifle, but I got the failure. The X means whammy, so no good. Nothing came of that, unfortunately. So we are going back to our super mutant turn. They have 2 guys left to activate. I've got a couple of numbered tokens here left. Let's flick them around. I don't know which one's which anyway. Well, this one's trying to flip over, see who it is. It's number 1. I think that is the Brute with his sledgehammer. Yes, that is him. So we are going to be using this card to determine what he does. Let's grab our blue die. Remember, if you didn't see it before, the symbols on the blue die correlate to the symbols here, and that's going to determine what their action is going to be. All right, so let's roll. See for our super mutant Brute what he is doing this turn. He is doing single Coke bottle. Single Coke bottle. Remember, singles or doubles can determine whether or not they try to attack at close range or range, like far range. So that puts him at the first column because he does not have any damage done to him, so he's still full health. That's what the little heart symbol means, is that according to their health determines what column you're going on. Full health, Coke bottle. O is objective. And let me grab our little card here. Attack, move and fall back. Here we go. Objective and defend. All right, so perform the relevant response that matches the objective, but with X as the only blah, blah, blah. So their objective here is to get to these tokens. All right, there's one up here. There's one over here. There's one way back there. And then there's one over here by this little portable or single person vault tech crap that they got going on. All right, so they're going to try to move to that. So he's going to do that, and he's going to do it carefully, not reckless, because it is light colored. So let's take a look here. Which one would be best for him? I'm thinking that he should probably try to get closer to this one because he is a melee type guy. And if he goes back here, it's just going to be farther for him to try to get up on my guys, give them more of a chance to shoot him. So we're going to have him go for this forward token instead over on this side. Should it be that side or that side? Well, what's his movement? His movement is yellow. All right, so he's got a movement of yellow. He could do a couple of yellows and get around to this back side so he could move over towards this one and stop this guy coming back. Or if he did one yellow here, let me grab the yellow template. Yeah, one yellow template here would get him tucked right about there. And then he could do another one and kind of get behind this fencing a little bit to make a rush. Yeah. I want to do that. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to move him up with his first one to here. And then we'll take and... oh, it's close, but he can't cross that because that is too tall for him to go that route. And I don't want to just move him out in front of it, so we'll have him go around behind it to be safe. If he had rolled reckless, or if he was the shaded and reckless, he could go in front of it and just make a straight beeline, because a straight beeline would put him one turn away from it. But I have to do it the way that they're saying to do it, which is to do it carefully and not put him into harm's way. They're going to try to keep cover between them and any guys that are coming in on them. So yeah, we'll pull him back around to the backside of this, and he can come back after my little lady friend. I'll put him right about there. All right, that looks good. So he's using this fence. You guys can see, and yes, that does block line of sight because that is a little taller in this terrain over here. And he can scoot back around on the next turn, regardless on whether it's reckless or not. He should be able to get close enough to this, because I think he just has to be within orange range to be able to activate it. So he just has to get to about there to activate that token. So he can get that taken care of and then swoop in on my lady friend, which it is actually her turn now. I was just thinking about it. I was like, wait, it's wrong. I've only got one person left to activate. And I was like, wait, never mind. They killed one of mine in the first turn. So, of course, I've only got one left to activate. So we'll place our little token on her so we know that she is readied up. And I'm going ahead and activating her. I forgot to move that one with that guy to show he's done. All right. And normally you just flip it up to ready the blue side, and then you flip it over when you're done, but I'll forget to flip it over. So, Now I'm thinking I can move her up this way and try to get this guy as he comes around, but I really need to get on Dogmeat. She's got the best armor. She really got the best armor. I don't know why she has such good armor, but 3 physical, 3 electrical, and then 1 radiation. That is actually really good armor, and she's got the dog handler thing. So of course she definitely wants to get to that dog, get to Dogmeat. If I move her up this way and just head straight for this cover, she can have cover between her and that guy as she's moving up. This one's going to come on her regardless, but at least on the following turn, she might be able to try to shoot in here and get onto Dogmeat. My original plan was to have her come in like that, have this guy come up to this terrain and fire in on him to keep him pinned down. This guy to swoop in from the side and try to do it like a flanking maneuver. Yeah, that's not happening anymore since the first guy died in the first turn. So, all right, yeah, we'll have her do her actions as both movements. So we'll move her to there, right there. Make sure to keep my little token with me, and she can move up a little farther. So yeah, I can easily make it to there, to the far side. So let's put her in such a way. Ooh, bump it up a little bit. I need to put like some pads or something on the bottom of this, like some of that little foam or something that'll cause it to stick a little better to this neoprene mat. I'm trying to put her in such a position so she'll have cover from that guy, but be able to run in fairly quickly. So yeah, right about there. Yeah, that should be good. So that takes care of her action. She is taken care of, got moved up. Unfortunately, I had to use both of her actions to move so she doesn't get to fire. But you got to remember, she only has a pistol, so her max range is this. She's got blue range, no extended range whatsoever, so she has to get in close quarters. She's got to get stuck in to be able to put some rounds down range. Now, we know that the last guy left is this one. Both of these two have been activated, so we can go ahead and roll for him and see what he's going to do. It's probably going to be some form of shooting me. All right, so let's roll our die real quick and see what he's got going on. He has double Coke bottle. Double Coke bottle. I mean, of course, double Coke bottle means he's going to attack at range. He has reckless objective. That means he's going to move up on the objective, and he's not going to try to stay in cover. And that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me to move up like that. Hold on, let me think this through real quick. Okay, so I did a little digging, reading in the rules just to make sure I'm on point with this. And normally what I would want to do if I were the super mutant is like, shoot, I want to, throw rounds down range. But they do need to move up and get these objectives, because for them to win, they have to activate these points. So what I'm thinking is he can take and make an end run. Actually, damn, he's so close to that one. I wasn't even paying attention to dummy move him back over here, put him right on top of that. He can actually activate that one on the next one. So he is going to just have to run for one of the objectives. He's closer to those, so he'll have to go for that one. I'm thinking since she's the tougher one, I don't want to leave her out here one-on-one. I want to kind of tag team her with the mutants. So I'm probably just going to have him just do an end run straight for the objective. The next turn, Super Mutant here can grab that one and then pull himself back down in this direction to go after her. And he can try to get that and then continue to put rounds down range on her. So his movement is yellow, and he is not trying to stay in cover. I'm trying to see if he'll make it farther. If I do orange for him, roughly on top, seems about there. So he would get about there if I put his base down, because you do get to like put their base on the far side of it. So I'm kind of guesstimating here a little bit. But if I put his base down there, he would get close, versus if I tried to bring him up and then come around, well, he'd get about the same distance. So we'll just have him run straight across it. We'll reduce his movement down on the first one, about there to get across. And then we'll pull this up like so. And that actually puts him directly on top of the objective. So he is right where he needs to be. Let's turn and point his gun towards her because he's going in that direction next. So he can grab the objective on the next one and then put a round down range on her. And I was kind of thinking about it, like, how am I going to handle this if, I don't agree with the orders that the AI chart's going to give to him? Because no matter how well made an AI flow system or card system or chart or randomizer or whatever it is that they're using, it can never come up with every situation, especially with a game like this that's, a skirmish-based game where the situation is fluid and constantly changing. In a situation like this, let's say he rolled an attack order. Being that he's this close to the objective, I would probably spend one of his actions to go ahead and secure the objective and then perform an attack with his last remaining action. Like, it just like any other game where you're playing solitaire, sometimes you have to kind of make that little judgment call when it comes to the AI and do what's in their best interest. Be honest with yourself and not go, well, no, the card says this, so this is exactly what I'm going to do. I was thinking about it. Yeah, if I were playing the Super Mutants, I would want to take that shot, but also they're not going to win if they don't get these objectives, if they don't try to focus these objectives down. So they do need to move on these and try to put some rounds down range when they have the chance. So I'm just going to kind of float that and see. I'm going to stick to this as much as I possibly can, but I might make a judgment call for the Super Mutants, just depending on how the situation plays out on what I really think will work best for them. But anyway, that takes care of our first turn. Everyone has activated or been blown to death, shot to death and taken care of. Remember, Dogmeat is still chained up, being held captive, so he does not get to do anything just yet. But once I get him freed, he'll get to come in and start tearing up these Super Mutants, hopefully. So we'll pick back up in the next video with the next round. And things do change. The initiative can change. It depends on who has the most models on the board. So we'll cover that on the next one and let you guys see how this game continues to play out. I gotta say, I love Fallout. I love this game. I love the fact that they've got the solitaire system in it. It's just so much work and love has gone into this. I definitely recommend checking it out if you guys haven't and you're into the miniatures-based skirmish games. All right, but that's it for me. You guys take care. I will catch you in the next one.